Imagine a woman so powerful that kings feared her. A ruler accused of executing hundreds of rivals. A queen who transformed herself into an emperor. A woman whose enemies called her a monster, yet whose supporters called her a genius. For over 1,300 years, historians have debated one question. Was she the most ruthless woman in history, or the victim of one of history's greatest smear campaigns? Tonight, we uncover the shocking truth behind the queen who rose from obscurity to become the most powerful woman the ancient world had ever seen. Thank you very much for your support. Before we dive into the main story, please kindly follow our page, like, comment and share. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell notification button for more interesting videos like this. The story begins in 7th century China. At the time, women were expected to remain in the shadows of powerful men. Politics belonged to emperors. Military power belonged to generals. The throne belonged to men. Then came a young girl named Wu. Born into a wealthy family, she was intelligent, ambitious, and unusually well educated. At just 14 years old, she entered the imperial court. Few noticed her. No one imagined she would one day rule the largest empire on earth. But Wu had something many others lacked: patience. She understood that true power often hides behind the throne, and she was willing to wait. Life inside the imperial palace was dangerous. Thousands competed for influence. Every smile could hide betrayal. Every friendship could become a threat. When the emperor died, many concubines were expected to spend the rest of their lives in religious isolation. Wu should have disappeared from history. Instead, she somehow returned to the palace. And from that moment forward, her rise became unstoppable. One rival after another fell. Political enemies vanished. Power shifted. And Wu moved closer to the center of the empire. Some believed she was brilliant. Others believed she was terrifying. Both may have been true. Here is the claim that made Wu Zetian infamous. Ancient accounts accuse her of orchestrating the deaths of countless rivals. Some reports claim political opponents were imprisoned. Others describe forced confessions, executions, purges, disappearances. The numbers vary dramatically depending on the source. But one thing is clear: her enemies feared her. As her influence expanded, so did the stories. Some chroniclers described her as a ruthless mastermind who eliminated anyone standing in her way. But were those stories true? Or were they written by people who wanted to destroy her reputation? The mystery begins here. Historians know several facts with certainty. Wu became the most powerful woman in Chinese history. Eventually, she did something no woman had ever done before. She declared herself emperor. Not empress. Emperor. The highest position in the empire. It was unprecedented. Many officials opposed her rule. Some openly challenged her authority. Several conspiracies emerged. Political purges followed. Records show arrests and executions occurred. But exactly how many? That remains heavily debated. Ancient historians often exaggerated numbers, especially when writing about rulers they disliked. Separating fact from propaganda has become one of history's greatest challenges. As Wu's power grew, an extensive intelligence network developed. Informants appeared throughout the empire. Officials feared being reported. Whispers became dangerous. Conspiracies were hunted aggressively. Supporters argued these measures protected stability. Critics called it a reign of terror. Stories spread of rivals disappearing overnight. Some may have been true. Others may have been inventions. Over time, legend and reality became impossible to separate. The more powerful Wu became, the darker the stories grew. Now comes the hidden fact few people hear. Many modern historians believe Wu Zetian may have been judged more harshly because she was a woman. Think about it. Male rulers throughout history ordered executions, conducted purges, crushed rebellions. Yet many are remembered as strong leaders. Wu often receives different treatment. Ancient historians who wrote about her were overwhelmingly male. Many viewed female rule as unnatural. Some scholars believe negative stories about Wu were amplified over centuries. Not because she was uniquely cruel, but because she challenged the social order of her time. This is where the controversy begins. Was Wu truly more ruthless than male rulers? Or was history written against her? The twist is that while accusations of brutality dominate popular stories, her reign also produced remarkable achievements. Government reforms expanded opportunities for talented commoners. Economic growth strengthened the empire. Agriculture improved. The state became more efficient. China experienced stability and prosperity during much of her rule. This creates an uncomfortable contradiction. How can someone remembered as a ruthless tyrant also be remembered as an effective ruler? The answer depends on which sources you trust. And that's exactly why historians still debate her legacy today. Recent scholarship has re-examined Wu's reign. Many historians now argue that the traditional story is incomplete. Yes, political rivals were removed. Yes, punishments occurred. But some of the most shocking claims may have originated from hostile writers after her death. The further researchers investigate, the more complex the picture becomes. The villain may not be entirely a villain. The hero may not be entirely a hero. History rarely offers simple answers. And Wu Zetian remains one of its greatest puzzles. Today, more than 13 centuries after her death, her name still sparks debate. Was she a ruthless ruler who executed hundreds to seize power? Or a brilliant reformer whose enemies rewrote her story? The evidence points in both directions. The controversy remains unresolved. And somewhere between propaganda and truth lies the real Wu Zetian, a woman who shattered every rule of her age. But here's the question historians still cannot answer. If Wu Zetian had been born a man, would history remember her as a tyrant, or as one of the greatest rulers China ever produced? The mystery remains. Thank you for watching. For more videos like this, please follow us on our page, like, comment and share. Also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more interesting historic fact videos.